Is this going to be the biggest bull cycle ever induced extremely early? We're going to find out exactly that, because yes, we saw this major pump towards the upside, and especially for the AI coins. And remember what I told you in the previous video, that we could expect, if the Nvidia earnings are going to turn out higher than expected, that we could expect this major pump towards the upside, and exactly that happened. We even saw that Singularity broke its previous high exactly here. And remember what I told you, if we're going to break the previous highs, we're going to be in price discovery mode, and that we could expect this fast move towards the upside, and exactly that is happening. We're going to look at the next price target for Singularity, but we're also going to look at GRT, Beam, and also Bitcoin. But most importantly, we're going to look at the long-term perspective and what we could expect from this cycle. And if you're still extremely early, should you wait or should you buy exactly now? And if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And yes guys, if you've been following my channel, you would have been in some major profits, because yes, these are the coins that we've been talking about on this channel. And guys, before we're going to deep dive into the charts, let's go over to the news. Bitcoin has passed its all-time high in 14 countries. And yes guys, you can see the devaluation of fiat currencies or any currencies on the world, and exactly that is also going to happen to Bitcoin. So that's why we're going to start with a long-term perspective of Bitcoin to find out what we could expect. Because yes, this is the monthly chart of Bitcoin, so this means that each and every candlestick represents 1 month. We're going to take a close look at the Bitcoin cycles, because yes, exactly here we had the first Bitcoin halvening, where the rewards for the miners are going to be cut in half, and ultimately this means that less Bitcoin is going to get into the markets. And here we saw the second Bitcoin halvening, and afterwards we saw this parabolic run. Exactly what happened after the first Bitcoin halvening, we saw this parabolic run, and after the second one, parabolic run, bear market bottom, and exactly after the third halvening we saw this parabolic run towards the upside. And guys, used to extremely early, yes, we already saw this pump towards the upside for the overall crypto market and also for Bitcoin, because yes, we are up 200% all the way from the bottom. But guys, take a close look where the price movement of Bitcoin is, yes, just before the halvening. So what can we expect after the Bitcoin halvening? Yes, this parabolic run towards the upside. And yes, if we're going to look at the cycles and where we are in the markets at the moment, guys, this is the time to buy. Buy low and sell high. We're going to sell exactly here, round about in October 2025. We're going to dollar cost average out of Bitcoin, because yes, ultimately we could expect that the next bear market is going to start exactly here. So ultimately I wouldn't wait for any retracement, I would just dollar cost average away into Bitcoin and some of the major altcoins. And before we're going to look at some major altcoins that saw a major pump towards the upside in the AI sector, we're going to go on the lower time frames of Bitcoin to find out what is going to happen in the immediate short term. But guys, the bigger picture is clear. Buy low and sell high. And we're just before this major catalyst, the Bitcoin halvening, where we could expect this major parabolic run towards the upside. And guys, if you want to trade all of these moves on the spot market or with a leverage, go down in the video description below and sign up to one of these exchanges, where you receive a major deposit bonus and you also receive reduced fees. And if you don't like any KYC, make sure to sign up to MaxC. And if you want to join the Forex copy trading group, guys, click the first link in the video description. But overall guys, this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin. We are just at the brink of a major bull run. So let's go down on the lower time frames to find out what we could expect. Because yes guys, overall we can see we are trading within this range and moving sideways, consolidating over time, and this is ultimately extremely bullish guys. And this could mean that yes, we're going to see that Bitcoin is going to stay within this range. Maybe we're going to break out from this trend line, but overall guys, if we're going to see this sideways move, we could expect that some of the altcoins are going to see a major push towards the upside. So ultimately in the immediate short term guys, I expect that Bitcoin is going to hold this range and that we're going to move sideways, maybe break this upward sloping trend and come all the way back up to the range high. But ultimately, if we're going to break this range high, we could expect that Bitcoin is going to come all the way up to the next level, and we're going to draw the fibs from the swing high all the way to the swing low, exactly from this range. Maybe we have to take it a little bit higher. So we include this major wick towards the upside and also this wick all the way down here. And we can perfectly see that Bitcoin got this major rejection at the 61.8. So it is really going to be important that Bitcoin is going to break the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, so that we could say that we're in this bullish move, and we could even expect this breakout from this range and come all the way up to the next price target round about the $54,400 as the next bullish price target for Bitcoin. But ultimately guys, if we're going to break this range low exactly here at the $50,600, guys, we could expect that Bitcoin is going to come all the way back down at least to the level of $48,300. So this is ultimately going to be my bearish case and also my bullish case for Bitcoin in the immediate short term. But guys, let's go over to Solana to find out what Solana is doing at the moment, because yes, I'm extremely bullish on Solana. And remember guys, I told you to buy Solana exactly here round about the $16 level, where we were bouncing off exactly from this trend line. I told you to dollar cost average into Solana, and we had this major pump towards the upside exactly from my entry all the way to the swing high. This was a pump of 560%, and yes guys, this was a major move. But ultimately guys, we can see that Solana came all the way up to the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, all the way from the swing high, its all-time high, all the way to the bottom, the range low exactly here. We came all the way up to the 38.2. So ultimately guys, maybe we're going to get a sideways consolidation, but ultimately guys, we could expect this major move all the way to the 61.8 and all the way to the previous all-time high and all the way into the range of the 88.6 before we're going to get this major move. From the current price movement, this would be a move of 325% if you're just going to dollar cost average exactly now, because yes guys, we have looked at the long-term perspective of Bitcoin, and that is exactly what we could expect, this major bull run. So it all depends on your time horizon. If you're going to invest exactly here guys, you shouldn't want to take your profits out in 1 or 2 months. Guys, your investment period should be at least over 1 year, where we could expect this major pump towards the upside and that you're going to sell the highs. And yes guys, we could even come all the way back down to the 23.6. But are you going to buy exactly here, or are you going to predict that the price is going to dump even lower? Guys, dollar cost average, this is going to be the best strategy, because yes, even though we're going to get this dump and you're not going to buy here, we could expect that yes, we're going to get this fast move. And are you going to enter exactly here where all the FOMO is going to start? No guys, dollar cost average exactly now. So let's go over to Singularity, because yes, exactly in the previous video I told you that we could expect this major price swing towards the upside if we're going to break the previous highs. And that is also a major lesson that I've learned in the bull markets. Guys, don't be scared to buy the tops. In the bear market, yes, you should be very scared to buy the tops, because we could go even lower. But ultimately guys, show me a high and I show you a buy exactly here, because we broke a high and we are in price discovery mode. So yes, we could expect this fast move towards the upside and come all the way back down to retest previous resistance, which will now act as support. And this bounce could be extremely fast because of all the hype and all the people entering exactly here. And overall, we could expect that Singularity is just going to continue higher and higher. So dollar cost average is going to be the best strategy guys, and don't be scared to buy any tops in a bull market, because yes, ultimately the worst case scenario is going to be that we're going to see a small dip, but in the long term perspective and also the period that we are in at the moment with the Bitcoin cycles, this is going to be a safe bet guys, because yes, especially when it comes to AI, this is going to be a major narrative within the next bull market. But now we're going to look at the price targets that we could reach for Singularity in the immediate short term, because at the moment we are trading at round about 80 cents. But we're going to look at the next price target all the way from the swing high all the way to the swing low, and we're going to look at the next major level, which is going to be the 1.618 round about the $1 level. So ultimately I expect that Singularity is going to reach the $1 mark exactly today, that we're going to get this fast move towards the upside, and the next level is going to be the 2.618, which is round about the levels of $1.70, and all the way from the current price movement to the first price target, this would be a pump of 31%. And to the second price target, this would be a pump of 111%. But guys, do I expect that this is going to be the swing high from Singularity? Definitely not guys. We could even expect that we're going to come all the way up to the $10 level by the end of the bull market. And yes, this would easily be a 10x all the way from the current price movement all the way up here. This would even be a 12x, exactly to the $10 level, and this is not out of the question. This is absolutely realistic, and exactly that is the reason why used to extremely early, guys, we are only starting with this major bull run, because yes, we opened this awesome trade on Singularity, and at the moment we are up 150%. We also opened a trade on GRT exactly within these levels. We are already up 50%. So if you want to trade all of these moves, step 1, go down in the video description below and sign up to one of these exchanges, BITFLEX, Bybit, OKX, or even Maxi, where you receive a major deposit bonus. And yes, we're going to go over to GRT, because as for Singularity, we saw this major pump towards the upside. And guys, I told you exactly in these levels that you should buy GRT exactly as we broke this previous resistance. And we saw this major pump towards the upside. But is it over for GRT? No, guys, we're going to look at the fib levels all the way from the swing high all the way to the swing low, and now we can see we are still underneath the previous bull market support and also resistance exactly in these levels, and the 61.8 level is all the way up here. So yes, if we're going to look at Solana, which already saw this pump towards the upside all the way to the 38.2, and some of the major altcoins came all the way up to the 61.8, we could expect that GRT is going to see this move all the way up at least to the 61.8, even with a bull market target of round about the $4 to $7 mark. So guys, ultimately, if you're going to buy GRT exactly here with a conservative immediate short-term price target of round about 500%, all the way to the 61.8 and all the way to the previous high, this would be a potential gain of 850%. And with a bull market target, this would be a pump of 2400%. So yes, is it too late to buy exactly in these levels, or should you wait for any major pullbacks? No guys, dollar cost average exactly now. Because yes, if we're going to go over to Beam, exactly within these levels, we reached a new high for Beam. We saw this major pump towards the upside, and this is the first time I talked about Beam exactly here, and I told you that I'm going to buy the top exactly here. Was I wrong buying the top? No, we saw this pump all the way from these levels, and we saw this pump all the way from our entry all the way to the swing high. Let me just be precise. This was a pump of 78%, and at the moment we are seeing that Beam came all the way up to the levels of 0.037. This was a pump of 140%. So ultimately guys, I would dollar cost average exactly here, because if we're going to look at the price move all the way from here, the swing high all the way to the swing low, then we can see that Beam perfectly reached the price target of the 1.618. So we could expect this consolidation and this next move all the way up to the 2.618, which would be a percentage gain all the way from the current price movement all the way to the target of 48%, but this is not going to be the end, because remember, we are only at the beginning of this major parabolic run towards the upside, and you're still extremely early. So yes, dollar cost average your way into Bitcoin and some of the major altcoins, because we could expect this major parabolic run. And let's go back over to Bitcoin, because yes, we are still within this major range, but if we're going to break these levels, I exactly told you what we could expect. Yes, this is going to be our bullish price target if we're going to break out from this range, but if we're going to see this dump, guys, I could expect this bounce exactly from these levels, because at the end of the day guys, the trend is your friend until the end, and this bullish trend has only started, and we could expect this major run towards the upside. And if you always want to stay up to date, go down in the video description below and sign up to my free Telegram group. But most importantly guys, be for crypto, and if you want to earn passive income, make sure to watch this video exactly now. Smash up the like button and subscribe, and we see each other in the next video.